my fair friends, I'm Ruby Ruse, this is Baby Bunny, and welcome to Fairy Fortunes. So, this reading is going to be for the wonderful festival, A Gathering of Rogues and Ruffians. They're getting more than they bargained for here, I think. Rogues and Ruffians is a festival. It occurs in Baraboo, Wisconsin in the second weekend of October every year. And when I got injured in February, I had meant to send in my vendor fees for some of my festivals. And when I got injured, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to attend any festivals in 2020, so I was very upset. But just recently, I decided to show a little bit of hopefulness for the future, and I sent in some of my vendor fees. I wanted to have hope for the future! It's important! Gotta have hope! And they sent me back an email, and they said, wow, we really need a fairy fortune. And I think they meant it tongue-in-cheek. Don't be so cheeky with the fairy, Rogues and Ruffians. Don't do that, because you never know what you're going to get when you say stuff like that. So this reading is going to be for Rogues and Ruffians. This is your fairy fortune. I so wish I was able to navigate my wings. I would have preferred to have my regular appearance for this reading, but here it is! Anyway, this is for you! I'm going to do a 4-card reading for Rogues and Ruffians. This is your fairy fortune. Letitia Lushy sings true. He never keeps secrets for you. He jumps just for joy, delight to deploy. Such frolicsome fun will ensue. Puella the Peri appeals, but always she changes her deals. She's fickle and vain, but hardly restrained. You'll never predict how she feels. Beware of the Puka-Puer, a shape-shifting beast you will dare. He offers a change, prophetic exchange. It's risk when you seek out his lair. Conuncio centaur is wild, capricious yet you'll be beguiled. Reverse and unite, converse in a right, his friendship you'll want reconciled. Alright, Rogues and Ruffians, this is your fairy fortune. And the first card in a 4-card fairy fortune reading represents you. And so this is your card, Rogues and Ruffians. And here you have a very appropriate fairy character. This is Letitia the Leshy. He is a fairy creature that comes to us from the forests of Russia. This is a very wild spirit, this one. And Letitia in the Latin language actually translates to joy. So this is a very fortunate being to show up in your position and this particular card. What this suggests to me is that you have so much joy to offer the community right now. If you can, you really have to do everything in your power to move forward with the festival, because you're needed. You bring laughter, and the cliche, and it's really not a cliche, it's true. Laughter is the best medicine. And you know what? We need your laughter right now. We need you. So I think that 2020 is going to be a difficult year for you. It's probably going to be challenging to mount the festival. You're probably going to be operating with some losses, not just financially, but I think some people too. You're going to be missing some of your regular volunteers. You might be missing some of your vendors. So the fair may end up being smaller than some of your previous years, but I am suggesting to you that you keep in mind that you do so much for the community, that even from a position of loss, you will have nothing but gain in the future. So, and it's not gonna, this is not a dark figure. As I said, Letitia, the name, means joy. So, there will be joy for you as well. The second card in a 4-card fairy fortune reading represents events. And here you have Puella, the Peri. Peris are fairy creatures that come to us from Persia, which is now modern-day Iran. These are very exotic beings, but they are a little bit fickle, these ones. Remember that I said that you're probably going to be operating from a little bit of a position of loss with 2020. And you're gonna see a little bit of that. Like, there's gonna be like a surge of tickets pre-bought, and then you're going to probably have some people that want to cancel, and it's going to be very fluctuating during this time. So it's going to be, and the other thing about Puella is that as far as your fortune goes, she's suggesting that there's so much potential that it's really hard to predict a sure outcome. I mean, that's very true of divination in general. But this is the case too. The future is cloudy, you know, the weather, I can't see what the weather will be. And sometimes I can, but I can't see in this instance. Puella is barring my way. I can't see what kind of income you might bring in. It could be considerably less than previous years, but oddly, it could also mean considerable increase because, as I said, people need you. People need you. So you might see people traveling from long distances just to be in Baraboo, Wisconsin in October for your festival because they need you. So Puella suggests that there's a lot of possibilities here for you. And much like many other years, you might see a huge intake of people on one day and then like even half of that the following day. So there's a lot of unpredictability that is surrounding the events in October's Rogues and Ruffians. Puella, though, as I said, in the position of events, be sure to check in with your entertainers. That's a message that I'm seeing in the form of Puella. Puella is very, as I said, unpredictable. She's very fickle. She's kind of a diva, too. So I would check in with your entertainers. It may be that you might lose one of your prominent acts. So just check in and just be prepared for the possibility that a main stage event that you're used to having at your festival may not be able to attend this year. So I would suggest that you come up with some plan Bs in that eventuality. In the third card in a 4-card fairy fortune reading represents your environment, and here you have Puer the Puka. I'm laughing because actually I often make mention that I'm half Peri because I am a winged spirit. My mother is a full Peri. I'm just going to leave that there. Wow, Mom. Anyway, but my father is actually a puka. A puka is a being from Irish folklore, and he is a shapeshifter, which is why I am able to transform myself to this human setting. Puella in Latin means girl. Puer is her opposite. She means boy. So it's very interesting that you have these two figures right next to each other, which relates to me that there is some connection between the events. As I mentioned, I foresee that one of your main stage acts might have some trouble, so make sure you check in with your entertainers and be sure that you have some plan B options ready to go. That might be important for you. But it seems to be that your environment is connected to that. Check in with Circus World. Keep in regular contact with them, because everything can be negotiated. Everything can be negotiated. Keep that in mind. So make sure that you think of your worst case scenario and come up with a plan B for that, because you can negotiate. Do not ever lose sight of that. Negotiation is going to be key for you. You've done this for a while now. You have suffered through like mudslides and all kinds of craziness. So you know how to do this. You do. So you know chaos and you can use it to your advantage. So if something funky happens in your environment, you can navigate this. You can. Now here's something else with Puer the puka. This is a very solitary creature. Puella likes a lot of people around her. Puer is her opposite. Remember that I say that. Girl, boy. Puer is an introvert to Puella's extrovert. What can that mean in the sake of environment? Well, if you have another festival that wants to partner with you this year, I might advise against that. It might seem like an altruistic idea, but that might cause more problems than it's worth. So just be careful if another festival wants to combine with you. That might not work out as well as you think it will. Because with Puer the puka, he does not like partners. He prefers to go things alone. So that is his warning there. Beware the puka puer. So just be, if you do decide to take on a partner, make sure that the contract is very clear and explicit. And that might be the case too with your entertainers, because like I said, with these two opposites together, it seems that your environment and your events are somehow tied together. So make sure that your contracts with your entertainers especially, not so much your vendors because we're perfect, but your entertainers, make sure that those contracts are very, very clear and very articulate. You might even want to employ a lawyer this year just to double check everything for you. Your fourth card in a 4-card fairy fortune reading represents people. And I'm laughing because you have the centaur, Kununcio the centaur, and you have the Leshy and the centaur in one reading. That's kind of crazy. These two are crazy. They're crazy. But you know what? Once again, as I said, so many people need you. They need you. You're not just a festival to people. You're an old friend. That's the representative of Kununcio the centaur. He represents friendship. So if you can, I know that this is going to be financially challenging for you. It seems like there's going to be some entertainment problems. There might be a venue problem. But I'm here to tell you that you can negotiate. You can. And if you can't, you can't. We're not going to hold it against you. That's another thing. We're not going anywhere, rogues and ruffians. You have rock-solid fans out here. I was your fan before I became a vendor of yours. And there are many people like me out there. We will wait, okay? We're not going anywhere. So ultimately, yes, if you can, please hold the festival, because we need you more than you can possibly understand. But that said, you're not just a festival to us. You're our friend. So we're going to be here. We're not going anywhere. And you know what? We're here to support you. So if you need help, you ask for help. You contact your fans. You contact your vendors. You contact people that have been here for you throughout the years, because you will have an army at your disposal to help you with anything you need. But you're going to have to ask. So swallow your pride a little bit, and if you need help, ask for it. The other thing is that with these two together, yeah, they're a little crazy, these two. A little crazy. A little bit. Which is good, because you know what? These two are a fun time. You have Letitia the Leshy, who represents joy, and you have Conuncio the Centaur, who represents the wild raucousness and friendship. So if you need help, you must ask, because we'll be there for you. I promise we will. And as I said, if you can, even if you operate at a loss this year in 2020, if you can handle it, boy, there are so many of us out there who would appreciate that effort from you, because we need you. You're not a festival to us. You're our friend. And with that, a gathering of rogues and ruffians, is your fortune. And I will remind you that you did send me an email, which I often say to people, if you would like for me to read your fortune on the channel, you just send me an email. Which you did. I'm a fairy. I can't help it. You asked. I answered. So that is your fortune, my dears. I can't wait to see you in October. I certainly hope I get to be there. And with that, have a fairyful day.